What's up YouTube? Jerry Land here with Nopah Tech, and today I cannot wait to share this review with you. You know what's crazy? I upgraded from the Series 3 to the Series 10. Let's check it out. So you know when you get stuck in that cycle where you're like, next year they're going to come out with so many new features, such a better design, it's going to be thinner, it's going to be lighter, it's going to have all these cool things. And the next year rolls around and you're like, that's still the same. I don't think I want to upgrade. I know they do a lot of new features for the iPhones, but the Apple Watch, not really. As someone who's a tech reviewer, a product reviewer, someone who always loves having the latest and greatest gadgets, I stuck with the Series 3 for a long time. And I mean a long time. When did the Series 3 come out? Dang! It's 2024. And I finally upgraded. I was excited. I thought the Series 10 might have a brand new design, something crazy, maybe even round. That's what I've been hoping for as a regular watch enthusiast. But you know what? I'll take it because I love the new metal finish, titanium, one of my favorite materials. In fact, my wedding ring, all my friends always love my wedding ring because when they pick it up, they always want to know why it's so light. Well, it's made out of teak wood and titanium. Everybody else is gold, silver, all these different metals that are so heavy. I love titanium, and that's one of the biggest reasons that I upgraded this year. Going from stainless steel to titanium, which is more scratch resistant, which is lighter. I love the new Series 10 design. The biggest thing is the fact that it is so much thinner. It's crazy. If we're being straight up, I'm not some crazy health nut that works out every single day of his life for 4 hours a day. I don't have sleep apnea that I know of yet. Maybe this Apple Watch will tell me. I don't have all these necessities for these special features. What I care about is the regular stuff that the regular Joes care about. I love that it's thinner. I love that it's lighter. I love that the screen size, I think, is supposed to be like 70%, 75% larger than the Series 3 that I had. It's so much thinner. It's crazy how much thinner. I like can't get over it. It's great, and that's what I want. But the weird thing too is I actually used to have the larger sized Apple Watch, but I actually went for the smaller one. I believe it's 42 millimeters. It's crazy because the old school smaller one I believe was 38 millimeters and it felt too dainty, too tiny, but now this 42 millimeter one is perfect for me. And in fact, I actually have that 46 millimeter right here in jet gloss black, and it's too big. It just feels too big on my wrist. So I'm for sure not one of the ultra Apple Watch guys. I don't need that. I'm not some adventure hiker, like I said, not a health nut. I just want a great daily watch that'll give me my notifications, let me know when I have text messages come in, set alarms for, track my sleep. That's fine. I'm caring about certain things, but not all the things. And you know what? For the average Joe, the Series 10 is a crazy upgrade for someone coming from the Series 3, 4, or 5 in my opinion, which I think there's a lot of you out there that held off on upgrading like I did. Less fingerprints, less scratches, yes, still existent, but so much less than the stainless steel, which I'm really excited about. That's pretty cool. I cannot believe how much lighter it is on my wrist, and yes, this 42 millimeter does match the older, larger sized Apple Watch that there used to be almost perfectly. This is more square, the Series 3 is more square, this is way more round on the new Series 10. Also, shout out to the Solo Loop, I actually really like it. I'm going to recommend for Solo Loop sizing, you do the Apple measurement, they give you a little printout, cutout, you measure your wrist, but I'd go one size larger than whatever your measurement ends up being. So I measured out at a 7, and I chose to go with an 8, and I have no regrets, because on my old school Series 3, I actually got a Solo Loop for it too, and I just hated that thing because it was too tight. The recommendations were to go one down back then when Solo Loops first came out. So again, measured a 7, my wrist stayed around the same size, but I actually went for a 6, and I ended up never using the Solo Loop because it just felt like it was cutting off my circulation. The sensors on the bottom of the Apple Watch would just constantly dig into my wrist, and it would just be terrible. So now that I upped a size from the 7 to the 8, I just love the Solo Loop and how continuous and easy it is, how simple it is, and honestly thinner too than the original sports band, which I never really trusted this little dot clasp right here, especially when I would go surfing, when I would want to go swimming, when I'd go running. very rarely. I just didn't really trust this on my wrist. And so having the Solo Loop for that ease of mind, peace of mind, is great. So if I'm ever going to go work out, I'm going to throw this on. But my plan is to make the metal link bracelet my daily. Next, what you need to understand is that on a day-to-day basis, I hate wearing rings. I hate wearing watches. I used to wear glasses. I got LASIK. I hated wearing anything like that to bed. It's just uncomfortable. But I just felt obligated because of the fact that this has such good sleep tracking. I did it for the 2 weeks. I don't love it still, if I'm being honest. It's kind of cool that I have the sleep data. So far, I don't have sleep apnea that I know of. I just personally don't love wearing this to sleep, which is why I told you, I'm not a health nut. I don't really care about all the health features about my Apple Watch. I want to use it for the tech, for the time, for the notifications, for alarms, simple things for Siri, not needing to get my phone out. I love being able to just flick my wrist, check a notification that buzzed, and not need to pull my phone out for that, especially because I have a Pro Max large phone. So, okay, my number 2 favorite feature, number 1 being the fact that it's so light, number 2 is the fact that the battery life is so much better because I came from a Series 3. Outdated, old battery, whatever you want to say. Obviously, with the new tech and the new software, battery life is just so much better, and the 30-minute charge to 80% is crazy. I love being able to get ready for bedtime, go take a shower, brush my teeth, take care of my dog, get my kids down, and by the time I put my Apple Watch back on for my nighttime routine to have it and to sleep track, it's already fully charged, and I love that. And I know I said 80%, but because my nighttime routine's a little more than 30 minutes, I just constantly have this charge, and I don't stress about battery life, and that's great. And I purposely, when I opened it from the box for the first time, I believe battery life was around like 87, 86%, something like that. I went about 3 days, heavy use, notifications, all that, without needing to charge. And finally, I just let it die because I wanted to test and see how long it would last. 3 days was crazy, and to be clear, I tried to be a little bit more conservative. I wasn't doing a bunch of crazy alarms. I wasn't doing a bunch of like games or taking photos or checking video through this as a control for my phone. I just used it for basic functions like notifications, alarms, simple things like that. I took a couple calls on it. 3 days. That was crazy to me. Should you get the Apple Watch Series 10? I'm going to say if you're coming from Apple Watch 7, 8, or 9, probably not worth it. I think maybe next year they're supposed to come out with a pretty big new update, especially with the band. Completely new band system and new design. I'm sure they're going to have to redesign the Apple Watch a little bit to work with that. But if you're someone coming from Series 6, 5, 4, 3, I don't even think they support 2 anymore. But if you're coming from something 5 or lower, I'll say, 100% worth the upgrade. I cannot stress that enough. Finally, I don't have to wear an Apple Watch that dies after 3 hours of use. My Series 3 was useless besides the fact that it was good to have cellular and be able to, if I needed to go work out and didn't want to bring my giant Pro Max phone, that was useful. Otherwise, my Series 3, trash. Later. Can't wait to rock my Series 10 daily. See y'all in the next one.